Everybody, I'm sorry if my vocals suck today. The vid finally got me, man. Finally got
Yeah, that's
COVID, so
it.
we're gonna power through it. We're gonna power through. We got a lot of basketball to talk about. But how you guys feeling, fellas?
Celebration for the COVID.
Yeah.
This your Magic Johnson announcement? You got
That's
the
it.
vid.
Right on cue. Got the vid. Got the vid.
That's rough.
Had to work the Kentucky Derby, man, and it's a lot of people there. There was not a mask in sight. It
I
happens.
thought the
It
vid was
happens.
gone, man. I thought we were out of this.
I
That's
thought
what
so
I had
too, but
said.
I saw something that was like 2 weeks before the Kentucky Derby here, in, at least in Louisville. It
It was
was
a
they were like cases were spiking. I'm like, oh no, because like the way people are here, they don't
They
mhm.
they
don't
don't
get a fuck.
they're not
They
giving
don't
up
care.
anything for the
So,
Kentucky Derby. The
hell
Kentucky
no.
Derby, their
Real
plans will go
Zachy.
on.
They already gave up once. They're not doing it again for sure.
Oh, we got Zach. We got Zach in here. Okay, okay.
Zachy, my
Shout out to
guy.
Zach, one of our
Ooh.
best fans. But all right, guys, let's get right into the basketball. We're gonna react to the Western Conference. Then we're gonna predict the Western Conference Finals. Then we'll react to the Eastern Conference second round games, and then we'll predict the Eastern Conference Finals. You guys good with that?
I
Yeah.
am.
All right, let's get it. Warriors and Grizzlies. Ja goes down middle of the series. The Grizzlies still had some fight in them, though. So you got to
Yeah.
give them their
Yeah.
props for that. But end of the day, the Warriors did win in six. I think we all picked the Warriors, so not much of a surprise there. But Joe, give me your just kind of quick reaction to the Warriors and Grizzlies series. What were your main kind of takeaways from this one?
Eh, went down as usual. Pretty much what I expected. I mean that game five don't mean nothing to me, to be honest. That was one of those games where you just know you got this series in the bag. You want to win on your home court. I don't really have a problem with that game five, but I just think the Grizzlies, in my opinion, was just a young team. They did a lot of celebrating. Like every time they got a win, you see them dancing and get like, man, you celebrating like you won the chip. Like every game matters. This is a 7 game series. Y'all better relax. So that's what happened when you play whoop that trick and you don't end up winning. That's what you get. You get embarrassed. It is what it is. I thought it was a good series overall, but at the end of the day, the Grizzlies just not ready for this. This the big boy leagues now in the playoffs, and they just weren't prepared. I think if they weren't so young and hyped up on every single win, I think they would have had took it a little bit more serious. They probably could have took it 7 games.
I really don't care about the celebrating, to be honest. I like it.
I
Celebrate
like
your
it too.
accomplishments
I like it
around
too,
the
but
way. I think the
get
biggest
there
issue,
first.
Joe, though, I think it was their youth, just in the fact that they just had a hard time. They had a hard time closing games, even when Ja was there. And
Facts.
then when Ja was not there, like you saw, like even the last game in Game 6, like they had that game for a little bit. They were up a little bit the
Mm-hmm.
first half, and then they were within striking distance. Within striking distance, would go up one, or pull it within three. But then the Warriors, that core has just been there, done that so many times. Like, it's
No
like, all right,
pressure. We
enough
know
of
what to
this.
do.
Enough
Yep.
of these little kids here. I think if Memphis draws either the Suns or the Mavericks, they have a much better chance. Just
I
because
agree.
those teams didn't,
Young
they don't
too.
have the same kind of pedigree that the Warriors have, and maybe that goes differently. But at the end of the day, I think the Grizzlies got to be happy about their season. This was a great step in the next direction for them. Devion, what was your kind of main takeaway from that series?
Um, I'm shocked that they actually managed to win the game without Ja. That was kind of, like
The
that should
game.
have been enough to where they could have taken them to Game 7. Because if y'all could beat it without y'all superstar, you would think that you could get one more game. But that just shows like what y'all was saying, like the lack of playoff experience. Because if they had playoff experience, we could have seen a upset, honestly. Because the Warriors, it's just something about the Warriors. It seems like we
Playing with
still
their
can see.
food.
Yeah, bro, you can see glimpses of like the championship, but they are so lax in position, like in positions where they should really just put
You
their
know
foot on
another
their
you know
neck.
another thing about the Warriors, during their championship runs, they could always sit back and rely on their defense. Like when their shots would not fall for a period in the game, like
Yep, lockdown.
and Zach's asking about the
Yeah.
difference between game 5 and 6, right? Game 5, when they're missing, they can rely on their defense to kind of keep the game pretty close to where it was, and then eventually they're going to start making shots. Game 5,
Uh-huh.
they didn't have that defensive presence, and
Nope.
Memphis just was raining threes and it just never stopped, and it got out of control so quickly. It was like, all right, if the Warriors don't have a big punch to start the second half, they're just going to call the dogs off, because like you were saying,
That's
Joe,
what they do.
they're up
They
they're
don't
up
need to play.
3-1. They're up 3-1. Like, they're not going to overexert and risk injury trying to come back from fucking 50, which it got to.
That's a fact.
Bro.
Like when, like, all right, let's go win
That's
game
a
6 at
fact.
home.
And you
So,
see in Game 6 what Klay Thompson do.
Yeah.
Game 6
Enough's
Klay.
enough.
Game
Enough's
6
enough.
Klay.
Yeah.
I'll
But
play
with the
on.
Warriors, not with the Warriors, but with the Memphis, they really just showed the Mavs how you can beat the Warriors. Like, if they really pay attention to like what we just saw with with the Mavs tonight.
We're
And
going
they're
to get to
serious.
that bullshit.
Yeah,
Come
but
on.
that shows like
But the Mavs don't
like
have
if-
Steven Adams. They
But
don't
that's
have
the
that
thing,
big
I-
body
I-
presence. They need that. They don't. Max Kleber, like, I mean,
No,
we're gonna
I
talk about
get
it later,
that.
but
I get
That's
that,
the
but
first
if
thing that
you
pops in
if you
mind.
get it to the point where like the Mavs not gonna do what is it Memphis did, where Memphis they won't know how to close the game out, or if they see an opportunity to just keep it close and just take off on it. The Mavs, I feel like
All right. Well, let's talk about.
take
Let's just go to.
advantage of it,
Let's go to that
but, you know.
series. Suns and
we might
Mavericks.
as well just go
We
to.
just
Yeah,
just
'cause
watched
it's-
the most ridiculous Game 7 I think I've ever seen in my fucking life.
Ooh.
The number
All right.
1 seeded Suns, Game
Embarrassing.
7 in your home court, and they're getting 40 ball. Like, I think
I'll
the
start
final
this
score ended up
off.
being 33.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Debbie.
I ain't
Get
gonna
it
lie
all
to you.
out. Get it all out.
I have talked so good about CP3. This is the biggest fucking bum in the league. He is going to retire with no ring. D Book, we just gave this boy praise and said that he could be a top 10 player when he playing. That's how. And yes, Zach, most embarrassing Game 7 ever, especially by one seed. This is the biggest to me, like one of the biggest upsets you've ever seen. Like, they should have won in 5 or 6 games, and then you just let they put something vicious on them boys, man. And that's just like they didn't beat them by like 10 or 2 points. They 50 ball. This was a 2K score.
Devin Booker was done playing by like 7 minutes left in this game.
Yeah. CP3, last 2 games, he should feel embarrassed. Like the last 2 games, it's like he disappeared. He forgot how to play basketball. It's literally he just forgot what got them.
Last 5.
Yeah.
Last
See,
5.
I was-
He only
Last
played
five.
well in
Nice,
those
man.
first 2. The first 2
First
games,
two.
he was nice. He was Chris Paul. He was what we have gotten used to. He literally turned 37 and then forgot how to fucking play basketball.
Yep. Yep.
I never seen
Oh,
I've never
man.
seen from such a great player, like have success mid-series and then
Man.
fall off a cliff like Chris Paul has. Like,
Made us
a lot
all
of
look
people give
stupid.
LeBron a lot of shit for that 2011 finals, but you have to at
Oh,
least
it's
give
way worse.
Dallas credit. Like, Dallas was consistently doing something to make LeBron's life harder. Like, if you're just gonna tell me like Chris Paul just getting guarded by bigger guards that like he all of a sudden forgot how to operate, like Chris Paul has been guarded by bigger guards in his
Boy,
career before.
me and Chris Paul the same height. He been dealing with this his whole career, bro. Like this, bro.
Yeah.
He is the biggest wash in the world, bro. Like CP3, I think mentally he just don't got what it take to be a winner. I just think he don't mentally got it because it seemed like every time in a big moment
And
he
when you
finds
look,
to get
you know,
hurt or fuck up.
Right.
Like he bogus, bro. And Marco,
was it Game 1 and
this
2?
is-
He was dominant.
Yeah, he looked like Chris Paul.
D Book. Hey man, D Book showed he
He was
needs an actual superstar to win because he can't be the number 1 option.
Man.
CP3 better do what Juwan Howard did and go be one of them old
Man,
ass
Chase.
dudes and just ride
Man,
somebody's coattail to get one.
Seriously.
Use that to claim the fame.
Seriously. And the fucked up part is Monty Williams and the Phoenix Suns not asking Chris Paul to
Oh.
dominate the whole game. They asking him to do the fourth quarter. That's it. They just giving you a switch in the fourth quarter and go and tell you to cook Luka. And he can't even cook Luka right now. And Luka's one of the worst defenders in the league. Like, they're not telling you to carry them all the way the whole damn game. They saying in the fourth quarter, get your pick and roll, get your switch, and do what you do. And he can't even do that.
You get 15 in the fourth, you'll
It's
be good.
bad.
He could do that. He could have done
That's
that.
all
every
they
game.
asking for. That's all they
Yeah.
asking for.
Fact.
15
Yeah, I
to
mean,
10
I
in the
guess
series,
those-
and they be
I
straight.
don't know what to say because like you're saying, Joe, Chris Paul's job is get everybody else going quarters, 1 through 3. Get everybody else making shots, control the offense, get your occasional buckets, 8, 10, 12 points maybe in the first 3 quarters, and then close the game. And they were just
He's not even
this
taking
series was
mid-range
so
shots. I don't
strange
know what
because
he's doing.
because before game 7, the
Yeah.
home team was just blowing the other team out each game.
Yeah.
So like we never really saw a close game in this series, and that's why Devion, I was gonna say when you start bringing up the Mavericks when talking about
I don't know.
Golden State, the one thing I know, like the one thing that we saw with Golden State was when shit got tight, they knew what to rely on offensively, and they made their shots. They got to their shots that they wanted to. One thing that we've seen, people are going to forget about it because the Mavericks are going to the Western Conference Finals. We've seen Luka flame out in a lot of fourth quarters in the
Facts.
playoffs.
He
these
gets
last couple
tired.
years.
He's never been this
Like
far
he
in the
usually
playoffs either.
starts.
Yeah.
He usually starts hot and then flames out by the fourth quarter. So we're gonna have to see if Luka can maintain that because Golden State's not going to do that. I don't think Golden
No.
State's going to.
I'll give you that.
No.
But the thing about it this year versus like last year when that happened, when he does do that, he got 1 or 2 players that can actually step it up. You know what I'm saying? Like Dinwiddie tonight.
Yeah, no, shout out.
Yeah,
Dinwiddie, he played a
but
hell of a game.
Dinwiddie, you know
come
what I'm
on,
saying?
man.
Brunson,
Where's the consistency though? You can't bank on Dinwiddie. You got
But-
more chance of
Yeah,
but
consistency with
Brunson's
Jalen
the-
Brunson than you do
Brunson's the
with
one,
Dinwiddie.
Brunson, I
I
think you
get
can
that,
bank on, but
yeah,
If
you,
Din-
you
but-
can
but
bank
at
on
the end of
you're
the
right
day,
though.
Devin-
When Dinwiddie
Go ahead,
gets
Joe.
off though, that changes the whole dynamic of that team. Like for real,
Everything.
because now you don't have to have the ball in Luka's hand all the time. Now you got another ball dominant guard, so then Luka can get a little bit of rest. If you don't give Luka that rest, then that second half come around, he gonna be tired, and
Yeah,
that
he over
defense
with.
gonna look even worse. And then you can't win against the Warriors that way.
Yeah, the Warriors gonna cook
All
his
right.
ass. But
So last point before we get to predicting that series, but what the last thing I want to say about the Mavericks, I'm gonna give Luka a little shout out because I've called him the White James Harden a few times. Just like the way that they
Disrespectful.
play,
Disrespectful.
dribble the clock out, and
he
then
was
shoot your
until
pass.
this year.
I was worried that he was gonna revert to that in the playoffs once it became like, really time. He didn't do that. I thought they did a good job of balancing, like keeping the offense moving. Luka picked his spots to go get a bucket, and it was a lot quicker. If you notice, like when Luka, even he would do his little step back threes, he was getting there in 3-4 seconds. He wasn't dribbling for
Yeah.
10 seconds, dribbling the clock out. Everyone just standing there. It was much better basketball in my opinion. So that's a really nice evolution in this game, and I think Jason Kidd deserves a lot of credit
That's a
See,
fact.
for transitioning.
Luka has a
That's a
potato chip problem. He can put a bag of potato chips down for a stretch at a time. James Harden has a stripper's problem. He can't let them bitches go. And that's why he is what he is. At least Luka know, hey man, I'm gonna have to go on a diet for a month or two. James Harden not gonna ever do that.
He ain't dieting from
He
a
just
strip
can't
club.
let
Yeah.
him go.
Because Luka,
Hell, never.
I think this playoffs, it's like we always knew Luka could be a superstar, but I think like he tapped into his mentality. Like what you said, Will, that is the difference between like especially when you growing up playing basketball, how quickly you can make your decision, go get it, more possessions. And Luka did that because Luka, boy, here go dribble 35 seconds and just shoot something up. And sometimes he's good enough to make it. This year, it's just, and then that affects. I guess that helps a lot of.
It
the
affects
team
all of
too.
your other players.
Yeah,
Everyone
that
else,
helps everybody
your
else.
role players will play a lot better when they get to touch the ball, stay in a rhythm. Much better for all of them.
Are we really about to say that Jason Kidd has done a good job coaching?
I think they
Yeah.
have to.
You have
It's
like, why
crazy,
would you
isn't
say
it?
that?
It's crazy.
I mean, it is. But the one thing he did do in Milwaukee,
just-
though, is he did
he was
develop
kinda
players. Like
crazy.
he got
did.
Giannis and Chris to really blossom into the players, he didn't really have the team dynamic stuff figured out, the scheming and everything like that. It seems like he took his
He get
time
it. Yeah.
away to, he was a young head coach, so he took his next step and good for Jason Kidd. But let's talk about the Western Conference Finals now. We got the matchup, Warriors versus Mavs. I mean, it feels crazy to say because, today I had it in my head. I was like, I'm going to have to debate between Warriors and Suns. I already gave my prediction for the finals beforehand and my teams there. So, all those different thoughts. But now we got Warriors and Mavs. So, Joe, who's going to the finals? So I believe Suns were your picks. So both
Man.
your finals picks are gone now. Suns and
Yeah, they're
Nets.
gone. Yeah, it's bad out here. It's bad out here. Man, this is tough for me.
Stephen A.
Yeah, that's Stephen A. Charles Barkley with these guarantees, bro.
But
It's
Stephen
bad
A.
out
picked the Mavs. I think he finally got one right because he
here.
always
Got
wrong.
one right.
Yeah, I think he got one right.
Man, this a
No,
tough
he
series.
said
This
he
gonna
said
be
the
a hot.
Suns. He said Devin Booker would be the best
The
player on the
Suns.
court in Game 7.
Oh, he was
I
wrong.
messed that up. I was.
He was way wrong. Way wrong. Oh man, this is a tough series though, for real, man. Like it may come down to legit. It sound ugly and boring. It's gonna come down to rebounds. I think. I really think it's gonna come down to offensive rebounds. Like I think the Grizzlies made it competitive against Golden State because Steven Adams was able to make. Yeah, that was a great comment. I saw that earlier. Yeah,
that's so funny.
Hilarious.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Hey, Carl,
Freaking crazy. Hey, some of the strip clubs be having some good chicken wings. Lemon pepper wings. Don't forget about
Pepper
lemon
Lou.
pepper Lou.
He knows all about it. I'm sorry,
But-
Joe. I didn't mean to cut you off there. I just saw
Nah,
that
you
comment.
good.
That was too good.
You get. I wasn't
He
saying
said
anything
offensive
interesting
rebounding.
anyway. I
He
said
said it's
I
gonna
think
come down to offensive
rebounding
rebounding.
because
Okay.
I just don't. I don't think Dallas. They don't really have that size. That's the Achilles heel of Golden State is the size. Like if you can put somebody out there who can stretch the floor, but also can dominate in the paint, like Steven Adams. He's not really a stretch the floor person, but he's good enough with his feet to move around where you don't have to. Where he's not 100% a liability on the defensive end, and I think that helped Memphis out when they figured that out a little bit. When you look at Dallas, I don't think they had that, and I think Luka's gonna get ate up running around on those off-ball screens and trying to catch everybody. I think they're gonna do everything they can to wear Luka out. He may drop 40, but when that fourth quarter come around, he ain't gonna be there. I think Draymond gonna be in his ass all night long. He gonna do everything he can to get into Luka's head. And I just think Luka, he's never been in this situation. I know he a dog, he a competitor, he won championships in Europe. But this is a different stage. They just gonna be in
Big
him.
leagues now.
They're gonna make him work every single play now. It don't matter what you call, State gonna know what you calling. They know it. This far in the playoffs, everybody knows what you're running. And I just don't know if Luka's 100% ready for that. So I'm gonna take Golden State.
In. Golden State in.
Oh,
many?
woo.
Get hard, ain't it?
7. It's going 7. It's going 7.
Going 7. Okay.
I agree.
Devion, what
Luka
you think?
good for a good 2 games to drop 45 and get a win.
Shit. I said the same thing and I was wrong. So
Man.
I don't think like offense rebounds gonna play. I think it's really just this is gonna be just running gun 7 games, and whoever's going to be the best 2 offensively, that's gonna be it. Like whoever claps, because I think Draymond might get in Luka's head like 1 game, but this year it seemed like Luka has learned how to channel his anger and stop doing dumb shit and actually translate it to actual points. So I think Draymond's gonna piss him off 1 game, and then he gonna get 50 put on him. You know what I'm saying? So I think
I can see that.
like you know what I'm saying. I think it'll be 7. I think it's gonna end up being 7 games. And like I said, what I've seen with the Mavs have, like, I guess with the Suns, they never took their foot off their neck and they learned to just close games. If it was close, they lose 1, they learn from it. It's like they actually learn the lesson and then go out and dominate. The Warriors, it's still like, and I feel them because they winners, so it's gonna be more of like an ego thing. Like, all right, we can take our foot off they're next, and then I think if you do that to the Mavs, they gonna make you pay for it. And then if they get a big enough lead, they can trade shot for shot for shot for shot with them, and then they can keep that lead. So I think it'll go 7 games, but man, I want to say the Warriors, but man, I just wanted to say Boston last time, and I didn't. So I'm gonna go. Man, I'm gonna go Mavs in 7 games.
Wow.
And I really don't want to
Wow,
say. I really don't want to say that, but like Will said, the Warriors play with their food too much, man. And when you do that, and you got somebody who hungry
Yeah.
like Luka, and he's stepping into it, this is like proving grounds. So, and I don't think you can play with him like that. He gonna make you pay for it. Because last year,
You don't
what
think
I
they know
saw,
that though? Like they knew. I feel like they was playing with Memphis because they wasn't scared of Memphis. I think that Luka, that dude though.
yeah, I am, Carl. Shit, I am.
Yeah,
But
All
you
time great.
earned an award.
I
Ah,
hate them. I hate Boston.
I-
But I really thought they was gonna win the 7, but I couldn't go against them, man. I wish I would have trusted my gut. So, but bro, like with the
Man.
Warriors, they should
All right, so
win.
hold on, Devion. Hold on, Devion. I'm just trying to think because I never really even thought about the potential of a Mavs being in the finals,
Oh,
but 2006 comes to mind. 2011.
wow.
I'm just saying, bro, you can't sleep on them. Like the
It could
Warriors
be
should
the
win, bro.
next
But
iteration. It could be the next
yeah,
iteration of that kind of finals rivalry between the Heat and the Mavericks. But I can't get there. I'm sorry, Devion. I can't get
feel
there.
you.
I
Shit.
can't get there. I'm like
Because-
I'm debating between do I
Gonna be
feel
on
like
right.
disrespectful or do I give Luca like a long series? Because there's a big part of me that thinks the Warriors are gonna do this in like 5 games and just like utterly dominate them. But see, here's the thing.
I can
Here's the thing
totally
that's
see
really
that.
hard. The
the
thing that's really
longer it
tough for
goes, the
me.
worse off the Warriors are.
I don't know about that.
I think so.
First of all, if it gets to a game 6, that's like an automatic Warriors win because game 6 Clay is going to come out and
Yeah.
it's over. But
I'm
in all
just
seriousness,
saying, Steph
the thing
don't
that
really
makes it
show up in
really
big time games though.
oh, so you wanted an award too, huh?
Bro, you believe that shit too. So stop it. We
No,
all
so
believe that.
here's what's tough for me is I'm trying to imagine Dallas guarding Golden State. And
Yeah,
I
it's
know
gonna be
like Dallas
tough.
is a really good defensive team,
All right,
but
man.
they had a lot of success against the Suns pick and roll, and like that's not really the Warriors. Like that's not really the Warriors thing. Like the Warriors aren't a big pick and roll team. They're a lot more movement, motion, a lot of bodies moving, and like Maxi Kleber having to like run around with all these guys. Like Luca having to run around with all these guys. Jalen Brunson. I don't know if that's gonna work very well.
Is Tim Hardaway Jr.
But then
still
there's
hurt? He's not coming back, is he?
I don't think so. I don't think he's coming
Yeah.
back.
See, yeah, if he came back, it
So
may be a
like,
different story.
like man, that's why I'm just having a hard time. Like I just can't see those players doing it. But like they all just like don't look like defensive players, but they all end up playing
Yeah.
like good defense. That's what's tough.
Mhm.
None of it makes
The
sense.
one person
but
for the
look at
Warriors
what
that
happened.
makes me the one person that makes me nervous for the Warriors is Jordan Poole. He's been
Yes.
it's been starting to
Not-
look like the moment's getting a little too big for him. And he's not good defensively. Steph has been turning in some good defensive at least moments, but like I don't really count on Steph to be a defensive stopper. Clay's not that guy yet. Like I don't think we'll really get
He's
to
not
judge
that.
Clay, until next year if he's like back to being Clay or if we have this new version of Clay. I'm gonna split the difference and go Warriors in 6. I think Luca will have some games like you're saying, like he's gonna have some games where the Warriors don't have anything they can do with them. Maybe Draymond gets into foul trouble. If Draymond gets into foul trouble, they got nobody for him. Like Kuminga's a very
And
nice
it's going
player.
to happen. It's going to happen, Will.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
getting
too
the
young
tech
and too raw.
for sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
you know that.
It's going to happen.
He's definitely.
So I'm gonna go Warriors in 6.
Right.
I think at the end of the day, again, that championship pedigree is gonna matter. They know what to go to offensively down the stretch, and I mean, we talk about how Luka is virtually unguardable. So is Steph. They don't get anybody for Steph. I don't care. You can
No.
try and throw Maxi Kleber. You can try and throw whoever you think your defensive stopper is at him. Like if he gets hot, like we saw how he closed out Memphis, he said, "All right, enough of this," and he hit that
Yep.
little step back from like 30,
Can't do nothing about it.
34, 35 feet, and it was ball game.
Yeah, that's why I think it's gonna be like you know what I'm saying. It's gonna be shot for shot for shot, but at the same time, at the beginning of the season, if we would have said, "Oh, we think these people are gonna win," this whole playoffs has been nothing like we thought was going to happen. Because
Not at
Mavs
all.
defensively make no sense to me, but somehow are good at defense. Like
And they've been good all year. Like this isn't just a
all
postseason thing.
year.
Like they were
Mhm.
top like
Yeah.
2 or 3 all year in
They're
defense rating.
legit.
So
Yeah.
So let me
They're
ask
legit.
y'all this. So you see what Memphis and Clay is more so now it's starting to seem like he's a volume shooter and he's 16 points a game. That's good, but do you think
That's
like
not good enough.
Mavs defense is going to what I'm saying, go punish him for shooting 6 for 18? You know what I'm saying?
see the thing that's tough is just like Memphis, or I'm sorry, not Memphis, but Phoenix is just such a different animal than what Golden State is offensively. Like I think that, and like I think most teams
Yeah.
play closer to what Phoenix does. They just don't have a Chris Paul and Devin Booker on their team.
I'll give you
Like
that.
Golden State that's a whole different monster of having to defend because you have to defend all
they on
this
their own.
motion, and then one time, Steph looks like he's about to loop up for another 3, he back cuts you for an easy layup. Like it's so much more to think about, and like I just don't know that they have the personnel to defend that. Like they've got a defense to
Consistently,
defend what
it's tough.
most people would run. Like if, for example, say they ran into the Celtics, if like somehow Dallas and Boston make it to the finals, which I hope to God not, like I think they're set up well to defend a Boston. But Golden State,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Personally,
That's fair.
I think if I'm the Mavs, my game plan, and I think every team's game plan should be this, but they never managed to do it. Get Draymond in foul trouble. Once you take care of the nucleus, it's
That's a good point.
it's like for once he's not playing or he isn't effective, all that 16 points from Clay is gonna matter. And we have seen
Their
times where
personality change.
Steph is great, bro. I'll give you that, bro. But we have seen times
But
where
he's soft.
Steph is not that guy at times. And then he will have one game where he 35, 40 points. But then he'll go in, he might get 30 points, but really having a rough game, finds a way to get those free throws. And like, I'm just being real. Like Steph is like, and Clay, this is not Clay, that old Clay's
Front
gone.
runners.
That's not, you might get one really good game from Clay, but having 2-3 games where he go lock you up and then come give you 40, that might get a pass.
He ain't
It's
locking
not gonna
shit
happen.
up right now.
But that's my point. Like, it's not gonna happen. So all that stuff where we think like, oh, Clay's still Clay. He'll have a couple good moments, but it's gonna be riding the wave of the team. But the rest of that shit's not happening, bro. I'm sorry. Draymond, it's all based on Draymond always. To me personally.
That's
I mean,
fair.
he is kind of the engine that makes the team go. He's very important. But all right, let's move to the East. Keep it moving. Your guys' reaction to my Miami Heat beating the Sixers in 6. I think I went with Heat in 5, but the Heat decided they weren't gonna make any threes their first trip to Philly. But it is what it is. Whatever. Joe, what was your reaction? And I want both of your guys' reaction to the James Harden disappearing act in game 6 in the second half.
Well, first I'm gonna throw shade at Joel Embiid. First of all, I know you was playing with a broken bone in your eye torn ligament in your thumb. But this the second time I done seen you in the playoffs boo-hoo crying. Stop boo-hoo crying on national TV, please. You too damn big to be crying like that. I know a ball hit you in your face and you got a broken bone. I don't want to see you with your hands in your face boo-hoo crying. Before that, we saw you boo-hoo crying with your girlfriend in the tunnel. Like, come on, bro. You got to do a little different. You too big for all that. Secondly, James Harden, use a hoe. What the fuck was that? Like, seriously, how do you have Joel Embiid out here with a broken bone in his eye and a torn ligament out here doing everything he can, and you only gonna take 2 shots in the second half? Like, that's just absurd. I don't even care if you like if you're just not having a good basketball game and you just not the same James Harden. You still got to put up more than 2 shots. That's just pure lazy. I'm tired.
I mean,
Like,
at least
James
Embiid
Harden,
went out
you can't-
trying.
You can't take
Like
2 shots. Like,
Embiid
that's
took,
terrible.
ended up with like 7 to 24,
Bro,
but I mean, at least he was
bro,
trying. He was trying to make
exactly.
the shots go in.
Exactly.
But,
The 76ers literally got rid of a person who wouldn't take a last-second shot to get somebody on their team who would only take 2 shots in the second half. Like, what did you really upgrade? You got another player who's not taking shots. You basically could have kept Ben Simmons. You probably would have got a little bit better defense.
At least Ben
Ridiculous.
defense.
Ridiculous. They get exactly what they deserve, and they're gonna be dumb as hell when that Daryl Morey give James Harden at $2 million. Dumb as hell. And I hope Bradley Beal don't do what he's doing. Stop looking for houses in Philly. Don't take your ass to Philadelphia. Do not do it, Brad, because it's a burning ship. It's going downhill. He was looking for houses this weekend in Philly. So
him and Embiid would be cool. It's better than him and Harden.
It's gonna be all 3 of them.
Hey, bro, I've been consistent with my hate with Philly all year for a reason. Philly is not the place to go, and then they got James Harden. I told you, one of the greatest regular season players we've ever seen in our life, and just takes a vacation in the playoffs. And I said, when he don't play good, I'm never talking about him again. He's trash. Embiid, cool, but he needs another person. That Philly trade was just pointless. They tried to get him 1 year, like this playoff game. James Harden, boy, this was like rookie year numbers for him. It's like he really didn't want to be there. This was a contract year. So
that's the crazy part.
He can opt in. He could opt in, and then next year's contract year.
Bro, but it's still like if I'm looking at it as an owner, after what I've seen,
I ain't giving you $200 million. Fuck no.
I'm not giving him that money. So
right, but the point is, he could still opt in for $47
No, I know what you're saying.
But he's still gonna get hell of the money.
Last year was bogus. This year is bogus. That next contract is out of there. But I think James Harden, in my opinion, I think we've seen the greatest of James Harden in Houston. And once he left Houston, it's a wrap. And
he's
Embiid,
only 32.
Yeah, well, if I'm Embiid, I try to go get a Bradley Beal and get rid of him, like trade him off again. But Philadelphia is a terrible organization. James Harden, they put a terrible.
I think it's safe to say the process did not work. The process was a failure.
And you put a terrible playoff player. CP3 and Harden together. We just watched them. The only time these bums had a chance to win was in Houston. One gets hurt, the other one forgets how to play. They blame each other, they separate, and they did the exact same thing in the same year. Just
poetry.
Yo,
Billy is weak. But Embiid, great job, bro. Because if Embiid doesn't play half the way he plays, or at least tries, they get blown out. They shouldn't even won 2 games. They only won 2 games because Miami Heat just forgot how to play basketball.
Not even forgot how to play basketball, just literally forgot how to shoot.
Yeah.
They're getting the same looks the whole series. And just in games 3 and 4, they just weren't going in. They shot 25% in game 3, and then 20% in game 4. Somehow in game 4, they still only lost by like 8
Duncan
points.
Robinson still on the team?
Yeah, I'll give you that. You're right, Carl.
You know, whatever.
Oh yeah. So look. I wanted to answer Zach. Zach
Oh,
had
hold
a
on,
question.
hold on. Like,
Can I
can
answer
I
that
go?
after?
Can
Yeah,
I go?
after that, can we
Yeah,
answer that?
we're gonna address it. I'm gonna put it up on the screen. Don't
I want
worry.
to address that.
Don't
'cause,
worry.
I don't know her.
But so here the first thing that just comes to mind with my reaction to this one is you chose Tobias Harris over me. Talk to him, Jimmy. Can't believe that bullshit.
They
That
did do
tragic
that.
ass
They did do
fucking
that.
franchise. All those fucking losers they chose over Jimmy Butler. And like the crazy thing is, he talked about it on JJ Redick podcast that first year he was in
did.
Miami, and basically they were going to give him a contract offer, but they wanted somebody. He didn't name the person, but they asked somebody on the Sixers, "Can you control him?" And he said, "Oh, you don't got to worry about it, and don't nobody control me." And so ends up going to Miami, and it's been fantastic living here in Miami. 2 out of 3 of his years now in the Eastern Conference Finals. But I mean,
So-
this series to me wasn't that surprising.
No?
Like this happened. Like I didn't think that he would have
Not
two
at
like
all.
historically bad 3-point shooting games. So like, okay, Philly got an extra game than I thought they would, but you know, like at the end of the day, the Heat were just a better team. They were the better team all year. Bam showed people on a very big stage why he should have been Defensive Player of the Year, routinely throwing Embiid's shots right back in his fucking face. Philly again. I still think Philly was right to trade for James Harden. Like when the situation with Ben Simmons was what it was. But one thing I gotta say, Doc Rivers. Like I've been going back and forth on this. I think they just need to part ways. Like
Oh man.
I think they gotta
Nah,
part ways.
it's not Doc's fault. It's
Yes,
not Doc's
it
fault
is.
that James Harden didn't show
I'm not
up.
even
That's
talking
not
about that
Doc's fault.
because one thing I will say is like I would love to say Bam just completely clamped Embiid and it was all Bam being
Right.
amazing, but that
Yeah,
man
first
was
you
hurt, and we
can't
gotta
blame
remember
somebody when you're.
why he has a broken face because Doc left him in while they were up by 30 fucking points in the fourth
I
quarter.
will give you that.
Like
That was crazy. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
fucking
I'll give you that.
mistake, and
I'll give you
that definitely hindered Embiid. You could tell
But come
Embiid
on, man. Look
more
at the
than
pieces
usual
they
did not
gave
want
Doc
anything to do
though
with the paint.
too. Come on, man. Doc had to
No,
put
man, fuck that.
DeAndre
Come on, bro.
Jordan
That
out
team's
there,
not that
bro.
bad.
Doc had to put
That's the
DeAndre
team they
Jordan
gave
out
him.
there, bro.
Joe,
Yes.
let me ask you this.
Bro.
Let me ask you
Traded.
this.
They traded Andre Drummond. They traded Seth Curry.
Joe,
They traded first round
I
picks.
get
man.
all that.
They took
I get
away
all
his
that.
depth and
Who's better,
everything.
Joe?
They gave him. Go ahead.
Let me go position by position for you.
Are you fucking
Who's
seeing it?
better, Tyrese Maxey or Gabe Vincent? Because Kyle Lowry didn't even fucking play.
Thank you.
You're taking Tyrese Maxey. Don't even fucking play with me.
Come on,
Probably, yeah.
Joe.
But
Ain't no
in that
problem.
series,
I love
mean,
Gabe. I love
come on,
Gabe
man.
Vincent, but
But he does what
Maxey
you
was
need him
putting
to
up
do.
20
Be
plus
that
a
role
game,
player.
and Vincent was averaging like 10. Come on, bro.
I
Come
get
on,
All
it.
right, who you
I
taking?
get it.
Who you taking? James Harden or Jimmy Butler? This is about the
Jimmy.
one that I think goes. Yeah, this is about the one that I think
Yeah.
goes Miami's way.
Jimmy.
All right, Tobias Harris or Max Strus?
Come,
Yeah.
no,
Tobias.
just
Yeah.
Joe. Come
Joel
on.
But you
Embiid or
name it.
Bam?
Come on, bro.
No,
Yes,
I'm going
man.
down the
Come on.
starting
No,
lineup.
but no, that's fair, dog. Because when you put those, when you saying like these Miami Heat players' names, these role players, you know
saying they
that
had a lot of
culture and
talent.
that organization
I get it.
makes
Again,
those
I
players
said from the
plug in
beginning,
and
I think
work.
the Heat are the better team. I thought the Heat were the better team from start to finish
Yeah,
this year.
that's
I'm just
not fair,
saying
not fair.
Doc had talent. Like Tobias Harris is your third or fourth best player. You got some good players on your team. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
Bro,
The
Joe,
Miami
this is
pieces
Doc's
fit
fault.
better.
Doc's
Miami's
fault.
pieces
Yeah.
fit
it's
better.
not. I don't think it's all Doc's fault like that.
Yes, it
Dude,
is. Because look, like
the
Will
It's not all
said,
his
NBA
like,
fault. It's not all of his fault.
bro.
the
But how about
NBA
this? Look,
didn't put him as a top 15 greatest
Man.
coaches of all time for no reason.
that's cool.
First of all,
But
we've
right
seen how
now,
fucking stupid those lists
yeah,
are.
Yeah,
right now, let's think about
bad.
that. You, like Will said, your best chance of making it to the finals and winning it all, you have to protect and preserve Embiid.
Especially Joel Embiid, who's always getting hurt,
That's
no
it.
matter how.
because you
He was
see
already
James
playing
Harden,
hurt in that game. He already had the
that's
thumb
it.
issue. Why do you have him in up 30?
Just get him out.
That's a
And
stupid
here's the thing
decision. It
about it.
was stupid.
Even
All right.
and,
You
and
can't
you know
blame
what
a
I'm saying,
coach
with
for an
James
injury
Harden,
though.
yes, you
You can't
can
blame a
because he
coach
left
for
him
that
in
one.
there. Yes, you can. And James Harden's playing subpar, so you can't. You know what I'm saying? You gotta. It's Embiid. Come on, Doc Rivers is a great coach, bro, but he's fumbled it multiple years, and we come on. For every great moment he's had, we can name him a couple that he done fucked it up. Just be honest.
I mean, a
I
lot of
say the
those
same
Chris
thing
Paul
about Phil
choke jobs.
Jackson.
A lot of those Chris Paul choke jobs were with Doc Rivers.
Come
Just
on.
throwing that out there. But let's get to Zach's question. Who had the worst drop in performance, Chris Paul or James Harden? Joe, quick answer first.
Ooh. Chris Paul. I'm gonna go with
Yeah,
Chris
that's
Paul
the same
because
hard.
James Harden. You could see James Harden's decline all year long. Like this is exactly what I don't care. He could have dropped 40 points in the first 5 games. I knew eventually we was gonna see James Harden do what James Harden always do. It was gonna fall apart. He was gonna be lazy. He wasn't gonna make shots, and he wasn't gonna play defense. So I'm gonna take EP3. That's why it was the big fall off because everybody game 1, game 2. I went on the freaking radio Mono show and said I think we need to give some respect to Chris Paul. He's the truest point guard in the league. And then the next 5 games have been ass. So I think that was the big fall.
Devion?
Oh, it's easy. CP3. James Harden at least had like a dope game. Like it was like a really good game. CP3.
Chris Paul had 2 versus James Harden's 1.
2 against this team. I'm sorry. This dude, Chris Paul, is a bum. Because like I'm just keeping it G, bro. He is a bum. Because when you got everybody, Aiden is as good as you make him look. The rest of the team, besides D Book, is really as good as you make them. And then now, mentally, you're not come prepared. People talk about how great of a point guard you, one of the greatest point guards ever. And then this is your last shot to win, and you get blown by 50. This is by far the worst performance ever. There's nothing anybody can ever say about CP3. The only people who ever defend him from here on out are CP3 fans. That's it. The worst performance ever. I saw it with James Harden. We saw it coming with James Harden. We've seen it the last 2 years. CP3, if you would have bet your house on this, you'll be home.
See, I feel like y'all are like y'all are going like at okay, we just expected James Harden to fuck up, which I get. But
I'm not saying we expect
in the second half of a closeout game.
All right, I'm just saying we might not expect it. We might not expect it. But is it shocking that this happened for James Harden? No. But CP3, this is shocking that he.
No, I get it. I get it. Like
I
agree.
I get what Will's saying though.
More on Chris Paul, but like James Harden.
The fact that James Harden only took 2 shots.
Zero.
He's a bro.
Like
he's bogus.
If James Harden went 1 for 12 in the second half, we would be like, yeah, okay. But the fact that
it's like okay, he was just bricking, but it looked like James Harden quit. Like it looked like at halftime, James Harden said, "I'm going to do my best to get Doc Rivers fired." That's what it looked like.
He quits every playoff. Like so.
No, but like what Joe's saying. But like what Joe's saying, when he was in Houston,
right, though. All jokes aside,
at least in Houston, he was shooting it.
Yeah, I know.
He got it.
Like all jokes aside, like no, you are right. This is like the first time like James Harden just like he actually quit because at least he is shooting it. He might not get those bogus calls like he used to get, but at least he go fired up. This like that was sad. I'm sorry, bro. This is just sad. Like I can't even believe we having this conversation
at this point.
Like I can't believe this. Like, but
overall, is James Harden the next?
They're both terrible.
Is James Harden? Which one's worse, James Harden or C3? Who's gonna be the next Charles Barkley? Or are they gonna be both?
CP3.
It's gonna be CP3 over James Harden.
It's over. This was his last.
Yeah, I think because if you ask people, like I think everyone would agree that Chris Paul plays more winning basketball. So like the fact that he will then not have a championship
like Charles
is a little more shocking than like somebody like James Harden, who is like a stat getter. You know, I don't think you'd ever say like, oh, James Harden, that guy just makes a bunch of winning plays. Like that's
Let me-
not really
Yeah.
what I.
Let me see. Oh, it won't show. 64-18, my guy. And this is what you do to us.
All right, let's move to the other game 7 that was earlier today though. Celtics and Bucks.
Woo!
The Grant Williams game. God damn. My man Grant Williams here broke Steph's record for most of 3-point attempts in a conference finals game. I think he took like 18 threes or something crazy
Yeah.
by himself. The Celtics took 55.
And made seven of them, I think. Didn't he make like 7 or something like?
7 or 8. I think 8.
Yeah. God damn. Bro.
So Joe, you look very dejected over there. I want your reaction. I want to feel what you're feeling right now.
Bro. First person. PJ Tucker, bro. They need PJ Tucker. They soft, bro. Milwaukee is like, come on, man. I get it. Like, okay, like the Celtics. I thought Milwaukee was going to be way bigger than the Celtics, but the Celtics look pretty big still going against Milwaukee. Lopez, man. Brook Lopez got to be better, too. Like, Giannis was doing his thing, but Brook Lopez, you the biggest dude on the floor. Like, you should not be doing what he was. He was a no-show. Same with Bobby Portis. Like, you, the Energizer Bunny, brought zero energy. Grayson Allen, you an Energizer Bunny. You're supposed to be making shots, not doing great. Pat Covington, he played his role. It looked like a lot of these role guys they just did not do their roles like they did last year on the championship run. I didn't think Milton was going to be this big of a deal. I knew that in the fourth quarter he's going to struggle a little bit because that's their go-to guy in the fourth quarter. But, man, Giannis put up 25, 20, and 10, and y'all still got beat like that. I mean, you don't have the role pieces. Like, you really Jay Tucker, that grit and grind type of guy, because there's no way Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown should have been able to get to the rim as easily as they did. Like, you can take a game 6 where Jason Tatum put up 44 points and he making every shot that he throw up. But the way they was getting to the lane, they bullied Milwaukee, and Milwaukee's supposed to be the team that's bullying you. Y'all got the size, y'all got the defense, y'all had everything but one person who gonna give you 20 points a game, and y'all lost like that. I thought it was an embarrassing loss. I think if I'm Milwaukee, I'm looking at some changes. We gotta make some changes. We gotta bring in another role player because Drew Holiday, you know what you're gonna get from him, but you need another offensive weapon out there because people gonna put up a wall. I'm not trying to put up. I'm just saying, bro. If you just got Drew Holiday and Giannis out there and it's playoff time, you just gonna put a wall up and say, okay, everybody else, y'all gonna have to beat us. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. I mean, I agree that in a sense, like you don't want Drew Holiday probably being your second best player, and there's no other
it's
stars.
not gonna work.
But like that's not.
And you want him to be your number one defender.
Chris Middleton got hurt. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm just saying. Like wholesale changes to their team. Like you're not expecting Chris Middleton to be hurt. Is my only point there. Devion, what was your reaction to the series?
So remember before this, I wanted to go with Boston in 7, but I couldn't go against Giannis. Giannis didn't disappoint.
Giannis disappointed me today, but
yeah, he could. Well, that's
my man was smoking layups in the second half.
Yeah,
he was. I mean, he did. He was. The stat line looked good, but when he got them points,
I feel you. It's just like Giannis, and shout out to Drew Holiday for actually stepping up to being a second option. Where Drew Holiday was very impressive, both sides of the ball. But bro, Boston, hey man, I told you, Jaylen, if this boy Jason Tatum get going, it's a wrap. it's just nothing you can do because you got 2 other players usually on Boston who they will perform. I count on Jaylen Brown every night. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna always get you 30 points, but he'll at least get you.
He gonna play solid D though.
20. He gonna play solid defense. Now the third player is the one I'm always gonna be questioning on Boston, and this boy Grant was amazing. But Marcus Smart has been doing his part. Milwaukee doesn't have that. Usually, if Giannis is not scoring 45, 20, and 20, and Drew Holiday has to damn near score 25 points a game, the third player, they rotate and they rotate and they rotate, and their third player pretty much, I guess, Milwaukee's third and fourth player combined, in my opinion, have to be better than Boston's third player. And that just didn't happen. That didn't happen like the last game. And the longer you go with Boston, the worse it's the worse off you are. The only team you can go 7 games with, and I think gets better, is the team that they go play next round. So you go 7 games with Miami, now it's gonna be more of an issue versus
That's gonna be a
7 games
chess match. Yes,
yeah. You get what I'm saying? So Boston, I thought it would be 7 games with them, but I just couldn't go against Giannis. But Giannis, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he did fuck up tonight, bro. He did, but it's just like, even with
I'm not holding it against. I'm not holding it like that much against him. Like he still was averaging, dropping 40 like routinely in the series. Like he did enough to win the series. I'm just saying today in Game 7, he started hot, and then it should start getting tight, and he's getting it right around the rim.
I do blame.
Mike Budenholzer got out coached though too. Let's throw that.
I was about to say, I was like, how are y'all not getting here? I was like, that's who I.
He made Joker coach his ass off.
Well, we don't want to talk about him because we know like he sucks. He just got great players around him and got a ring out of it. He's not a good coach. That's why I said like with Jason Kidd, that's why I'm glad like the Mavs, this shit is happening to show how good Jason Kidd is, because it's a lot. He's literally just getting the you know what I'm saying, the great players that this guy has. You don't have to really put too many game plans together. Like, it's Giannis. Middleton's going to play. Milwaukee gets better. They beat people. This booty is terrible because he had some very questionable, like, plays last year that he got good players that bailed him out, and it didn't happen this year because you don't have those players to bail out them bad calls that you got. Like, it's terrible. And Brook Lopez, we were bragging about him before the series started, bro. We just knew he was going to get 20 rebounds a game. This boy, how the fuck you get 3? Get 6? Like, how you
I don't know. I didn't see Brook Lopez in the same way that you guys did. I didn't think he was that much of an issue. I think, again, Budenholzer's utilization of – well, yeah, but you got to think about who they're playing. They don't play any traditional – like, Robert Williams hardly played this series.
He did.
So
and I thought he
Brook Lopez.
That's why he should be dominating.
No, but what I'm saying, they have all people that can shoot, so he's got to go all the way out to the 3-point line. Like, he's defending at the 3-point line, so he's not in his traditional role of being around the basket. Shot goes up, okay, snatch, get the rebound. Secondly, Giannis is their main rebounder, and if you're gonna decide like, oh, should he let Brook get it and then he can out? No, you're just gonna let Giannis get it and he goes because he's a one.
But I'm saying on offense,
like Lopez has never been a big. Yep. Okay, but here's the issue to me for Milwaukee, and I don't want it to sound like we're just shitting on like, oh, why did the Bucks lose? Because I was getting really fucking annoyed on Friday when all coverage of the Heat Sixers was just about the fucking 76ers, not the 1 seed doing what the 1 seed's supposed to do. But the one thing that Boston, I thought Ime Udoka did a really good job of committing to. One person is going to try and take Giannis, and we are going to shut everyone else out. Like, he committed to, and like it's easy to say that. You got to have a team like Boston has to be able to do that. And so I thought that's what was most impactful because, like you saw today, Celtics go 22 of 55 from 3. Milwaukee goes 4 of 33. That's the ball game.
Well, who's that sound like? Boston's done that before, and it's worked.
I know, but that's what I agree. That's what I'm saying. But like, it's different than how they defended the Nets, though. The Nets, they were committing multiple people to KD and Kyrie every time they touched the ball because they didn't believe in the other people being able to hurt them. This time, they said, "All right, Giannis, you can go get 40, but we're gonna make sure no one else can do anything effectively." And they still were able to hold Giannis to, for Giannis' standards, bad shooting nights. Like Giannis today was like under 50%. Or he was right around 50% for the series. So if you're Milwaukee, you got to be really happy. Or I'm sorry, if you're Milwaukee, you got to be really happy when you see, oh, Giannis getting singled up. Okay, bet. Shit wasn't sweet though. He couldn't Euro step and spin his way around. He was picking up charges. He was, they bothered him with just one defender. Not many teams can do that, and that to me was the difference in the series. Because
that's how they got that.
Giannis got to get better at that, man. I thought Giannis's IQ would be better by now. Like, come on, bro. He take way too many charges. Like, everybody knows.
You know what the issue is,
you
though?
got 2 big ass Euro steps. We know what you're gonna do. Like, everybody knows what you're gonna do. Come around. You got to at least come off with a spin.
But they can't stop it for the most part. Yeah.
But they can stop it enough. They can get it into
they don't
situation.
call a lot of charges on him. Like he had a couple extra plays today where I was like, oh,
let's be honest. Let's be honest.
No, they do.
Who stopped Giannis? Like it's really like, even we can talk about how good Boston is. Boston is the best that they can do against Giannis. He just stopped himself. That's it. Like Giannis stops himself. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So, and this is why we talk more about like with Giannis, like you blowing layups. All right, cool. That's cool. But let's go start getting that jump shot going. Start mentally getting that confidence up. Now you can extend your game out, then go back and go get the easy layup. So it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like next year, I think this is going to be a pivotal part with Giannis. Like, now we go, hopefully, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully, he starts shooting more. We've seen some of the games where he's hitting these.
I thought Giannis.
I know. I'm saying, like, but I want to shoot more. I want to see more of, like, Giannis shooting because, like, I don't think
you can stop him. No, you don't. No. See, don't try and infect Giannis with your Laker bullshit. We don't need Giannis trying to turn into Anthony Davis, all right? Let's move to the Eastern Conference Finals, though.
I'll pray to God he don't act like him.
Don't put that on nobody. Don't do that.
I'm saying. He's talking about, I want to see him shoot more jump shots. No, live at the fucking rim like you did.
I want to see him actually play.
Look, if that's what it is, you win that, Will, because I do not, like, bro.
All right, Heat Celtics.
Fuck him, man.
Joe, I want to know who you got here. I know you're probably torn. You don't want to see me happy. But I know you don't like fucking Boston. So how you going? How you doing this one?
Whew, man.
Think hard and long, my brother.
Hey, I'm gonna go with my heart on this one, man. I'm gonna go with my heart. I'm gonna have to take Boston Celtics. I hate to do it. I'm gonna have to take the Celtics. And I don't have really any analytics. I don't have any real argument besides Jason Tatum for real. CCP, SeaWorld, the Chaminade, St. Louis. That's all only reason I'm rooting for the Celtics. Because this is one of those, this could be a toss-up. I think it's going to be a great defense. It's going to be a chess match. The way they're going to adjust each game. Each game is going to feel like a whole new series, in my opinion. But for real, at the end of the day, I might have to take the Celtics. I think they got the better defense. I think they got the go-get-it bucket getter. So I'm going to take Jason Tatum over Jimmy Butler. That's what I'm doing because I think Tatum is more consistent offensively. And I think they play better team defense. So I'm going to take the Celtics.
I can tell you didn't even believe that. That's all good.
Yeah, he definitely believed that.
Celtics in how many games, Joe?
You said 6.
It's going 7. 7.
You said 7?
It's going 7.
Celtics and
7.
All right. Devion, what you got?
Heat and 7. This like easy to me. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think it's gonna be a tough series, but if this gonna be a chess match, you don't want to do that with Miami, my guy. You don't want to do that with. And the longer the series goes, the better Miami gets, and the more they adjust. And Jimmy Butler, I'm going with him. I think he is the one game changer.
Jimmy Butler?
Yeah, bro. I'm sorry. I think
Jimmy Buckets.
I think like real shit. Like I think the Heat are going to win it all. Like I think they're going to win it all. I don't say that. It would be nice to see Boston upset them, so we can see Jason Tatum do his thing. But it's not going to happen. That's not happening. They are losing in 7 games. If Miami really knows how to really don't fuck up, Miami, please don't.
Eric Spoelstra gonna do it right now. Like you're right about that. Like I'm a little scared about that.
I like Boston's coach. Like I really like that coach, but
That's why it's gonna be a chess match. But Spo's been there, done that. He done seen it.
Spo got the recipe, bro. Like whether it's like he's done this with LeBron, and look at the team he's got, and look at the results he's got. Spo got the recipe, bro. I ain't going against the Heat. I think the Heat go win it all. Personally, I don't care who they play. I think they go win it all.
All right,
Not changing.
I'm gonna go Heat in 6. Heat in 6. You know, the tagline's usually Heat in 5, but Boston's tough. I think it's gonna be a big Jimmy Butler series. Big Jimmy Butler series. Now, I'm really banking on Jimmy's 3-point shooting not regressing to the mean here. He's been shooting it pretty good from 3
That's what
so far in these playoffs. I'm really hoping it doesn't regress to the mean there. But at the end of the day, if the Heat team as a whole regress to the mean 3-point wise, I'll take it because everyone else is shooting way worse than their season average. So it's going to be interesting to see how Boston defends Miami. I think they're going to try switching a lot, which I think will allow Jimmy Butler to get the matchup that he likes that on any given night. And I think defensively, the Heat can give Boston a lot of issues. I think, you're going to have Jimmy Butler to throw at one of Tatum or Brown. Bam will be able to switch on. It's going to be really because both teams love to switch everything defensively. And both teams are good at it. So it's going to be interesting. I would like to see the Heat do what they one of their adjustments they made from Game 4 to Game 5 in the Philly series was not switching completely everything because essentially Philly was just running everything to get like their whoever like James Harden or Maxey, whoever guarded by Strus or by Hero, and they made the adjustment in the next game. Like, no, okay, when those guys are involved in the screen, we're going to fight through it and not allow the other team to get their best players on our weakest defenders. Now, Strus has come a long way defensively. I'll give him credit, but I still don't really want Strus defending Jason Tatum for big possessions. So I think Bam's versatility is going to be huge. The fact that Boston outside of Robert Williams isn't huge, I think that plays into that. Plays well for Miami there. PJ Tucker will still do his thing down there. I think Jason Tatum will probably get a pretty heavy dose of PJ as well. So, and you know how PJ is.
He's getting PJ, he's getting Bam, he's getting Jimmy, he's getting everybody.
He'll probably even get some Gabe Vincent. If he gets hot from the perimeter, like
if Robert Williams can't be dominant in the paint, it's a wrap. If he can't be a shot blocker, if he can't help with the switching, wrap. If he can't stick with Bam, because I think Bam may be too quick for him, but Williams got that. He can jump and he got the size.
Part of that also.
So like if Bam can get past him on that first step, it's a wrap. Yep. Because Robert Williams is probably bigger. Yeah, that's what he's got to be. If he's aggressive, it's a wrap.
I mean, that's how. If you remember from 2 years ago in the bubble when they met in the Eastern Conference Finals, I mean, the put-away game was a Bam game. Bam just decided, fuck everybody. I'm attacking the rim, and they couldn't stop him.
And if Bam attacks and just dishes,
just a quick aside, because everyone loved to call the bubble year a fluke for both of our collective teams here. Like they tried to put like an asterisk by the Lakers ring and said that the Heat were just a bubble team. I just want to point out, at least on the Eastern Conference side, now 2 of the last 3 years has been Heat.
Don't do the Lakers like that. The Lakers been hurt. Don't do that.
No, that's what I'm saying. So that's why I'm using the East for people.
I know what you're saying though. Yeah.
So Heat and Celtics 2 out of 3 years. The only one other year, which is apparently supposed to be the legitimate year, Trae Young and the fucking Hawks were in the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm sorry. Which one's the fluke? Which one's the fluke? You know what I'm saying? So fuck all that fluke talk for that 2020 season. The Lakers earned their championship.
It is what it is, my guy. And look, Boston had more heart than the rest of these teams, and they have now come across one team that's probably got the most heart out of everybody in the league. So now this
that's a good point.
Interesting thing we haven't talked about. We don't really know what Kyle Lowry is going to do. We don't know if Kyle Lowry is going to be able to play.
Yeah, you know.
I don't know.
I kind of don't want him to.
Hold on, man. Yeah, For real though. I mean,
Unless
it's
he
kinda
is
hard
like
to go far.
healthy, because like when he tried to play those 2 games in Philly, he
Shit.
was
Come on,
just
bro.
so bad for the Heat.
Come on, bro.
Remember, like,
How many teams can lose a
Oh,
Hall of Famer and still make it to the finals though?
oh my god, here you
I'm just saying. I'm just saying, bro.
oh boy, I'm gonna spit this water on my computer,
just
man.
up the Oladipo minutes. Up the Oladipo. Oh, that's another person we didn't mention either. That Tatum's gonna get a nice heavy dose of is Victor Oladipo.
Oh yeah, Oladipo's been looking decent, man. He's been looking better than I was expecting. But he
All right,
still
Joe.
look like. Wait, we're gonna do a love or violence because I got a little violence.
Man.
You know how we end the show here.
I really just thought of one. I don't really have.
All right,
that
Joe,
much,
we'll
but-
take it away. We end our show.
I
We choose
got
love,
my
or we choose
life.
violence. Who you trying to shoot? You trying to show love to somebody? You trying to throw some hate somebody's way? Joseph, it sounds like you got some hate to throw somebody's way. So go ahead.
Straight hate. Sacramento Kings, y'all stupid as fuck. Stupid as fuck. You tell me right now, if last week they didn't announce that they was gonna hire Mike Brown after those 2 games that he was coaching the Golden State Warriors and they look like straight ass, you tell me they would still hire him? Not happening.
You're
So
not
I'm
wrong.
choosing violence on Mike Brown, dog. You done had so many opportunities. You had LeBron. You failed with LeBron. You failed in LA. You had Golden State, Steve Kerr get COVID, and the team completely fall apart. Like, I just don't understand how that happens. Gotta go, man. I give you luck, though. Sacramento is a terrible organization off rip. Probably should have
Bad
went to Mark
organizations
Jackson,
do
to
bad
be honest.
things.
Yep, and it's gonna be interesting to see. I would like to see if he'll make it more than 1 year. He make it a year and a half, and then he out of there.
Hey.
So I
Devion,
just
what you
wanted to
got?
choose somebody.
Well, I had a great run of majority of times been love. I'm hating. And I'm gonna keep it consistent. I hate CP3. Everything about him. The way he breathes, the way he walks, the way he plays basketball.
The
I
way
hate
he
everything
breathes.
about bro. I hate everything about him, bro. Like, I've talked so good about this boy. I just can't
That's
believe. I can't believe this happened, man. Like, and I'm not even like the biggest CP3 fan, like, but he's a fucking loser, bro. And I'll be talking so much shit about him. I mean, I'll be talking so
You're trying to give
crazy
him
to
love.
other people about him, man. This boy's a fucking loser. Like, he's an ultra loser. Not he's like an ultra loser. What about Saquon? That's funny as fuck. He
But-
should have called them to bail him out on this game or something. But this is, bro. See, I hate him. Like, the organization, throw him away, throw the organization away. Just get rid of him. CP3's done. Just make him a mentor now.
You know what the
Just-
funny thing is? If David Stern just said, "Okay, Chris Paul, you Lakers," Devion would be having a whole different conversation about Chris Paul right now.
No, bro, look, no, that's why I be talking so good for him. Because I think the one opportunity he actually had, they took it
Was
from him.
taken.
And you had one chance, my God. One chance to get it right, to prove everybody wrong. Look, Jimmy, they talk shit about him. Look at what Jimmy's been doing. Look at what he's been doing. He's been proving people wrong. CP3, all you have to do is just win, brother. Just win. But you lost by 50. Like, you lost by 50 points.
Lost by 33.
Hey,
Whatever.
that felt like 50
shit.
to me. You feel
Might
like
as
50.
well be
Anything
50.
over 20, anything over 20 is 50. So Dinwiddie played better than you. Everybody was better. The only time you ever see somebody get blown out like this with teams like the Mavericks is when you play 2K. Like,
damn.
this is it. Like,
We're
this
going
was
to
a
the 2K level.
2K game. Trade the whole team, man. Get rid of all of them, man. Like, CP3's.
This is all just a ploy for the Lakers to get Devin Booker. That's all that this really is. But all right,
Come home,
I'm gonna
baby.
choose.
We're
I'm
gonna
gonna
show you
choose
how to play
love.
right.
Y'all spewing way too much hate, so I'm gonna choose some love. I'm gonna throw some love on this fine Sunday evening.
You just trying to choose love before you get out of here with COVID. You trying to be peaceful before you get 6 feet.
I can't get my blood pressure going too high. You know, I gotta Gotta make sure I can sleep.
Yeah,
No, I'm gonna show love to
Ooh,
Jimmy
boy.
Butler, man. I gotta show,
Oh, here
gotta
we
show
go.
love to my guy Jimmy. You know,
Fair. I
best
wish I could hate.
player in the 2022 playoffs. He has been the best player in these playoffs so far. I'm not hearing any arguments. He has been the best. My man's shooting like scoring 28 and a half a game. He's averaging like 8-9 rebounds, 5 assists on over 50% shooting 37% from 3, locking people up when he has to. Like, he's just been such an impact player in these playoffs. I got to show love to my guy
The
Jimmy.
dude missed the game from knee soreness.
Yeah, because he already knew what time it was.
Boy.
Get Oladipo some more minutes so he can get revved up for the rest of the
Whatever.
playoffs.
Man, load management in the playoffs. Big shot, not load management in the playoffs. Okay.
Hey,
If LeBron would have say out a playoff game with knee soreness, it'd be a whole. They talk
I
about it
wouldn't
for a
say
week
that.
straight.
if they won the game, I wouldn't say a thing.
Yeah, they're winners. They're winners.
They're
They can do
winning
what they
though. You're
want.
right.
Unlike
I'm
these
just
losers.
I'm just trying to hate. I'm just saying this show's not located in Miami.
Also, I like to say this to
Show's not located in Los Angeles either.
Yeah. I also like to say this to these losers. Welcome to the couch. Starting a series
Facts.
called the Couch Series.
1, 2, 3,
come-
Cancun.
Right?
Come home, Philly. Come home,
Philly, yeah.
CP3. Go to the Bahamas.
Oh, that's who we were supposed to have on.
Banana boat.
We were supposed to have Germ on tonight. Damn it. I needed to rub that, especially the way his boy flamed out. Oh man, I needed to rub that all in his face. I hate Philly.
You know he wasn't coming on. You know he wasn't gonna come on to hear that.
I didn't even.
That
I
boy
didn't even
is sad right there.
Hey,
I feel his pain. At least he made it to the
got
playoffs.
Marvin Gaye playing in the background. At least he made. At least we can come up with excuses though. At least we can come up with excuses.
It's cool, bro. It's
He
just
had
losers
injuries,
talking
you
about
know,
other
yeah.
losing moments. It's cool, bro. Yeah, man.
Yo.
It's just losing.
Good, Devion. I feel like this was therapeutic for you.
Yeah, bro. I'm hurt. Like I'm genuinely hurt, bro. Like
This playoffs
Like,
has been crazy, man.
It's been a
like
great playoffs.
if the Heat, bro, I'm tell you, how about this? And I'll leave it alone. If the Heat don't win it all, bro, I'm hurt. Like I'm like there's nothing more. Like I'm
all right.
like
We're clearly out of things to say. We're 3 and
Hurt.
possible. We're signing off. Have a good